Hold the phone, hold the phone. Before the show starts, I want you to hold the phone. Hold your phone in your hands. Just take it out. If you're driving, take both hands off the wheel and hold that phone tight.
No, don't do that. 2 hands on the wheel.
Okay. 2 hands on the wheel and 2 hands on the phone. This is a 4-hand situation.
What?
I need 2 hands on the wheel and 2 on the phone. And here's what you do. You want to help support the show and become part of this awesome community that we're building? Then go to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark on Facebook or Randomosity Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube and follow us. Just click the button, and that way we listen to your questions first, and we're going to give you the priority that you deserve. You're going to help support the show, and we're going to have a good time, and you get to see photos, polls, and other fun stuff. Join the Randomosity community today.
What happens when 2 idiots give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they deserve? It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark.
And welcome back for your weekly dose of random nutter nonsense here on the Randomosity Network.
The what?
The Randomosity Network. We're on so many different platforms now. I feel like we're on a network, Mark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. We're kind of a medium deal.
Yeah, well, people are aware of us.
Yeah, we have many paperback books, and my house smells of basic plywood.
And donuts.
And donuts.
Yeah, and Burt Ward stops by from time to time.
I've seen him.
Holy random thoughts of nutter nonsense.
So how many platforms are we actually on now, Mark?
We're actually on 10.
10 platforms. What platforms are those, just for our listeners out there?
Okay, well, like our home base is like Anchor, because that's where we send everything through, and then it gets filtered out. So we're on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, Apple, and Audible.
1, 2, 3. That's only 9, Mark.
Yeah, I know. I was saving this one because it just came in last week.
Oh, okay.
We have been added to the iHeartRadio network.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
nice.
we are on iHeartRadio now.
So that's 10 platforms. If you say you can't find us, you're not looking.
Yeah, no kidding.
How you doing this week, Mark?
Doing good. Well, we're here.
We're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, episode 21.
21. Our episode.
Because I know you ran out of toes and fingers, so I thought I'd let you know.
Our podcast can legally drink now. Wait, no, that's not right.
No. So we have a great show for you today. Thank you so much for joining us, rebranding your Sundays with a little bit of nutter nonsense, hilarity, levity, life advice, altitude. Oh, no.
Wait,
we're going to make you laugh and then climb a mountain.
You might be climbing a mountain. Right. I'm not climbing a mountain.
Yeah, okay.
I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And billy goats.
That's right. Would you rather? Is this real life? And we have a very interesting topic on the show all about minor inconveniences. Mm-hmm. We all face them, and we're going to talk about them.
They're not really minor at the time, but when you look back, I guess they are. But at the time, you just want to strangle someone.
Yeah. So how was your week?
Cold,
snowy.
Yeah.
The Midwest got hit pretty bad. Want to, say a special shout out. We have listeners down in Texas, and we know they've been without power and stuff for a while. And I had some cousins down there that have been without power. And so we're thinking about you, and hopefully all that gets rectified.
Yeah, I never knew a natural gas line could actually freeze up.
Right, it was the gas lines and then the wind turbines.
Yeah. I figured those could freeze up because they're outside, but aren't the gas lines underground?
Yeah, I mean,
and even then, I didn't know.
I guess maybe I don't know how that all works.
And I guess it's not the gas that froze up, probably moisture in the lines.
That could be
probably froze up, but thoughts out to those people.
Yeah. And shout out to all those plow drivers out there. They've been out, and I mean they were clearing the road. They did a lot of great work out there. So shout out to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The roads. I got to say this: the most of our snow got dumped on Sunday night and Monday night of last week. So obviously Monday the roads were not great, but it was snowing. What are you going to do?
Right.
By Tuesday night, you could drive I live in St. Louis County, north area.
But then Wednesday we got hit again.
Yeah. So going home was not fun, but on the way to work was fine.
Mm-hmm.
On the way home, plows were out again, so I'm not slamming anybody. It was
Right.
just, what are you going to do? It's snowing.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. And, I mean, we shout out to the plow drivers, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that, deserve a lot of credit out there. I mean, of course, paramedics,
law
firefighters, law
enforcement,
enforcement. They're out there. They've got a tough job to do. And, the weather, certainly causes, a lot of issues with their jobs, but also the people that work in fast food and grocery stores and places like that. Truck drivers.
If I can steal a line from Mike Rowe, jobs that make civilized life for those like us better to, I'm screwing it up, but however he said it, make civilized life for us
Because we
possible.
all know how he said it, yeah.
Well, Mike, we've all seen Dirty Jobs. Anyway.
We have.
So, yeah, shout out to anybody that had to brave the weather the last week or so. Except for Florida. Florida got 90 degrees. I'm jealous of Florida. How do they get 90 and everybody else gets like 10?
I don't know.
I know it's a jet stream thing, but is it that much?
I guess. I mean, it's just the way it flows, I guess, and how we get hit. And I mean, I remember snow like this when I was a kid, but we haven't had like huge amounts here in a long time. But now all of a sudden we have it.
And in February of all times. I mean, February is still part of winter, but.
Well, I can remember getting snowfall like in March.
Yeah, we've had it in March, but
even early April.
Yeah,
I remember that as a kid. I remember that. Not quite the big blizzard of '82, but it's certainly it was enough to cause some difficulties out there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about law enforcement and stuff, and it reminded me of a story about this older couple. They were visiting Pennsylvania. They were from Alabama, and they were driving through Pennsylvania, and they got pulled over by the Pennsylvania State Police. Officer walks up, and the guy rolls down his window, and he goes, "Hey, I need to see your driver's license." And his wife, who was a little hard of hearing, goes, "What did he say?" And he said he wants to see my driver's license. And so the officer, takes the license and everything, and he said, "Well, sir, I'm pulling you over because you were doing 10 miles over the speed limit." And his wife goes, "What did he say?" So he said I was speeding. And the officer goes, "So where are you guys from?" And he goes, "Oh, we're from Alabama." And he goes, "Oh, I used to live down there." He goes, "Man, there was a lady down there. She was the most annoying lady I had ever met in my life. Just totally annoying." And the wife goes, "What did he say?" And he goes, "He said he thinks he knows you."
All right. On that note, what do you say we get this show started, Mark?
Yeah, Randomosity with Shawn and Mark on Facebook, Randomosity Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Head over there and find all of our Nutter Nonsense. You can send us questions, would you rather, situation room ideas. And you're out there and you have life questions, and who's more qualified than the two of us to answer those?
Everybody. But we'll answer them for you.
Yes, we will. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get going.
Would you rather? And it's time for that good old standby. Would you rather? This is that was the first bit we ever did on our first show.
That's right. I do remember that. That's pretty cool.
And then we decided, would you rather keep going? And I guess we did.
Yeah. Would you rather or would you rather not? And we said we would rather. And yes. Okay.
No. Why don't you go ahead and start us off there, Mr. Mark?
All right. This question comes in from Harold. Would you rather have everything you have ever lost or that has been stolen from you returned to you, or would you rather have everything you've ever broken be fixed? So, it'd be like it had never been broke at all.
Okay, so it's stuff that I broke, right?
Right.
Like, my nephew didn't come over and throw something to the ground or something. Okay. So I think I've come to terms with the stuff that I broke being gone. The stuff that just disappeared or got stolen from me, that was out of my hands. So, although I already got a lot of crap already, I need to downsize to begin with. But we're going to assume for the sake of this question that I want my stuff back. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the stolen or lost, just because again, that didn't happen on my terms, where the broken stuff happened because of me. So
Yeah. I don't think I've had a lot of stuff stolen.
no.
But the lost things, yeah, that'd be kind of neat. Because would that count like your mom throw something out? I guess
is
it's
not
not lost.
though.
It's
That's
not really lost. So I
yeah.
don't know if that would really
And that's
play
not
into
stolen. So
it. Right. Now, the fix would be kind of cool, because I remember I had this album, and when I was a kid, and I wanted to take it to school, for like show and tell kind of deal. And my mom goes, no, you're gonna break it. No, I'll take care of it. All that, you're gonna break it.
I already know where this is going.
Yeah, I broke it.
Of course you did.
So but it's something that I don't even know that I'd want anymore.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the thing.
Some of the stuff you lost, it'd be kind of cool to go through and go, ooh, that's kind of cool.
And with me, a lot of the stuff I've lost, I'm like, oh, it's cool to get that back. Now I'm going to put it on eBay because I don't want it anymore, because I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
Right.
But, yeah. As far as stuff getting stolen, the last thing I had stolen, I had an MP3 player taken out of my car.
Okay.
I left it unlocked, and somebody pinched it. But funny story, about 2 years ago, my shed got broken into. Somebody pried the lock off, and they broke into several sheds in the neighborhood. They didn't take anything out of my shed. They just broke it open, looked inside, said,
yeah, that guy needs all that stuff.
Well, at the time, it was a 20-year long. It had my new weed whacker in it, though.
That's interesting.
They didn't want my battery-powered weed whacker, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if it was gas, if they would have taken it.
Well, probably, because they would have had something that could once they would have used the battery, unless they had a Ryobi charger.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So we know which color I go for in the big box stores now. I go for the bright green.
I think I would go with the lost or stolen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, once again, you're going to have to weed through it. But, you might have some priceless gems that you never, realized you had. So, yeah, I think that's the way I would go on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the same way. Okay, so this one that I have, my first question, is pretty apt for the time frame, and this one's all mine. I didn't get this one off of our listener line. So,
okay.
Would you rather be in an extremely hot environment, always be in an extremely hot environment, or always be in an extremely cold one?
See, that's tough, because I like the seasons.
Well,
we don't always get, the seasons here. It seems like, we get like maybe a week or 2 weeks of spring,
and same with fall. It goes from like 90 degrees to 30 degrees in an instant here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, and then sometimes in the middle of winter, it's like 60, 70 degrees. And,
Well, perfect example. Last week we were at degrees of 0 with wind chill of minus 20. Next Wednesday, it's going to be 50.
Right.
Look outside. Somebody asked me what the temperature was. I looked at the thermometer, said, there isn't one.
The groundhog's going, I told you, people.
Did you listen?
Oh, because we know Caddyshack 2, the groundhog can talk.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Bill Murray... yeah.
Gosh. So, the hot environment, you're talking about like desert? Or are you talking about
it's extremely hot.
Beach?
So
or are you talking about...
When you think extremely hot...
I think desert.
Right, so extremely hot environment.
Oh,
now, you have a house there, you live there, so it's not like you're just in the desert, no cover, no shelter.
Right.
But you live there, so you have your primary residence, and you have your climate control in your house. So it's which one would you prefer?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's not like it's 72 degrees with a nice breeze.
It's
like hot.
If you're in the extremely hot environment, the low is probably going to be 90. The low at night in December.
Which would be kind of annoying, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it when it's warm. It's great because you can get out and do things. But, man, if it's just so dang hot, you don't want to go out and do anything. I don't think that's
right.
a great way to go. I'm thinking the cold environment.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go there, too. I mean, as I get older, the cold bothers me more. Like, it used to be last week's temperatures wouldn't bother me so much. Now it gets below 30. I'm like, I don't want to go outside. But I would rather have to put on more clothes and maybe use a space heater rather than in the summer. What are you going to do? Once you get to
you can only take off so much.
Mm-hmm. And there are times where I'm in my house, and in the summer I keep my house around 73, 74 degrees, right? A little warmer than I would like, but there are times where it's so hot outside, even when I come in, even if it's 72, 73, I'm just like, it's still too dang hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely so. I mean, I just did that the other day, and I cut it down because it's like, and we keep it around 68, but it's like, man, it just seems warm in here. I mean,
Yeah.
And what's so funny is, we had these extreme temperatures, and it got up to 32 yesterday, and
you put on your flip-flops and Bermuda shorts?
Man, I was like, I had to shed my winter coat. It was like, so I think it depends on what you mean by extremely cold, though. I mean, if it's like Alaska cold,
last week, so last week's temperature.
So last week, okay. Not too bad. You can still function. You're saying, you still have your house and everything, so you can stay warm. Yeah. So, I think I would have to go with the cold. Yeah.
I'm not talking about Death Valley versus Iceland here. Yeah. Or Greenland, I guess.
Greenland, actually.
But,
Antarctica or
the Arctic Circle, yeah. But, last week's temperatures, at least here in the Midwest, where it was minus 20 wind chill versus last summer's.
Yeah.
When it was 105 with the heat index or whatever it was. So,
right.
So, I'm going to go with the cold, extreme cold as well.
I think so.
I get mad when I get hot. Like, when I'm cold, I'm like, okay, I need to get inside. When I'm hot, I'm like, son of a... Yeah. So hot. God, I hate it.
Oh, I know. And it's bad. You're out there. Sometimes you just get so hot. It's awful. Yeah. It is awful. And I know it can get cold, too. And, I like the snow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the driving conditions in the snow, but...
but if I don't have to drive in it, it's fun.
Yeah. And if the roads were clear and you just had some snow and all that would be fine. So, yeah, I think so.
If somebody wants to shovel my driveway for me instead of me doing it, but yeah.
I'll be over later to shovel the driveway.
I'll be waiting for a long time.
You will, yeah. It should be like, if we're going to hit 50 next week, it'll be around that time.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So where's the snow, Shawn?
That's right. It's gone. I shoveled it for you.
Yeah. All right, what's the next question, sir?
Would you rather get a fierce shock every time you touched a metal object?
Static shock, or this thing's like attached to a car battery? Okay.
Yeah, static shock. Like a fierce one, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one that you can see.
And certainly during this time of the year, we have those a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Or step on a Lego barefoot once a day at random. So you don't know when it's coming or what point, and you don't know which step.
Here's the question I have. I'm at work, so I'm wearing shoes at work. Does all of a sudden my shoe come off and there's a Lego? And then my shoe magically comes back on?
It would probably be at your house, I would think.
Okay. I was going to say, was the local wizard from last week involved
in
this?
Yeah, the local wizard.
Yeah. Well, if I don't know when it's coming, like if it's the static shock whenever you touch anything metal?
Anything metal. So
then I know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
And I can either take precautions around it or just brace myself for it rather than the random Lego, which sucks. It just sucks to step on a Lego. I mean, I'd rather firewalk.
I remember we had this wagon and we kept books in it for the kids when they were young, and it was at the end of the hall. And,
I
it was one night, or it was one morning. It was early morning, and man, I hit that with my foot.
Yeah, you broke your toe.
I broke my toe. Yeah, but stepping on a Lego just seems far worse to me.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, I guess jacks.
Oh, jacks I would rather step on a Lego than a jack.
Exactly.
I know the jacks, some of them have the balls on the end, but a lot of them are still those,
a little spike.
Like severe tire damage spikes.
Exactly, like something a ninja throws out.
Yeah. So no, I'm going with the static shock. I can make arrangements for that.
So you can kind of go, I've got to touch this. I know it's going to shock me.
But I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
As opposed
where the Lego, you have no clue it's
coming.
coming.
Be walking on my tiptoes because normally you step on it with the flat of your foot. But I think in this case,
or you can wear shoes all the time.
Well, right. But the way you made that sound, it has to happen. So
it has to happen. So
if I'm wearing shoes 24 hours a day, eventually that shoe's going to magically disappear.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Right. I think I would have to go with man, I've been shocked a lot this past week.
Yeah, me too.
You know, the dog comes up and shocks you, and just every little thing, and it's like
I went to pet my cat, and cats have those pointed ears, and I saw the charge from his ear to my finger, and he looked at me like I did something wrong.
Talking about shocks, one time when I was selling a guitar.
Oh, you didn't have it grounded right, did you?
And a guy was looking at it, and he and this is when I bought used, and I cleaned it all up, and it looked really nice, sounded really good. He wanted to hear it, so I hooked it up. We were in the garage, and I didn't realize I was sitting on a rolled up bale of fence.
Oh, no.
of chain link fence.
Oh.
And so turned it on, everything sat down, and started to play, and I could feel the shock going through me. And I looked down, and there you could see the electricity shooting from the strings to my fingers. He bought that guitar because he thought that was really cool.
So were the pickups not grounded? Is that what happened?
It was, I think, because I was sitting on that fence.
Oh, okay. Usually,
and I was on a concrete floor, and sitting on that fence.
Right.
And I don't know. But it was weird. It was cool looking, but it did not feel good.
Oh yeah, I bet. So Mark was the original god of thunder, I guess.
Yes, I guess so.
The rock god of thunder.
The rock god of thunder. Or lightning. Does that make me Thor? No.
So you're telling me that there were thunderbolts and lightning?
It was very, very frightening.
Galileo?
Figaro.
Anyway. So the last question for this episode. Very important question. Who would you rather have as your insurance agent? Flo from Progressive or Jake from State Farm?
Old Jake or new Jake?
Oh, so we got our first.
There's a third part.
We got our first three-way of would you rather. Okay.
See, I like the new guy.
Yeah, he seems to get more done. Jake, the old Jake from State Farm, he just sat there, khakis.
Yeah, I mean, who would you rather go out and have a beer with? You know, and I think the new guy, he seems more energetic and more positive.
He gets people these deals where they're giving him free wings and free. I don't remember what else he gets in the commercials, but.
Right, and I think I just think that's
yeah.
Okay, so we figured out
which Jake.
Jake.
Yeah, the first Jake, he's a lazy bum. Okay, so second Jake.
Right.
What about Drake from State Farm? I don't know.
Drake.
Super Bowl commercial for the win. So now we got a debate between Flo and Jake 2. So Flo seems like she would work hard for you. She's annoying AF, but
true.
She seems like she would work her butt off for you, but obviously...
I think her little assistant, though.
The one that sings with her parents in the new commercials? Yeah.
Yeah, and he does... They do the ice skating thing together and all that stuff, yeah.
So, but in my... So, I'm just going to throw some personal experience in there. Progressive... I'm with State Farm now, and I've had better luck with State Farm than Progressive.
Throw the gecko from Geico in.
He's not an agent. He's a rep.
He's a rep. Okay, that's right.
Flo's supposed to be an agent, and Jake's an agent because they call him at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
To discuss his house insurance, whatever it was. I don't know. The guy looked like Brad Garrett. So I think I'm going to go with Jake 2. It's Jake the second. That's who I'm going to go with.
Jake the second.
Yeah.
Flo seems cool. She rides a motorcycle sometimes.
Right. She's in a bowling league in the last commercial they made.
Yeah. Have they made any new ones, though?
The last one I saw was, the basketball hoop falls on his car, and, they say, he says, well, thanks for coming by. And they go, oh, yeah, just so you know, and that you don't see them yet. You can use the mobile app. And they pan to them, and they're all in what they would have been doing if they weren't at this guy's house. So Flo's got a bowling shirt on, a bowling ball. Her assistant's got fishing stuff on. The annoying, I don't remember what the other two had.
I don't want Flo's sister to show up, though.
No.
I would have to go with Jake, too. I mean,
Jake
you can call him at 3 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
And he's there wearing khakis and
his
nice red shirt. And, something about Flo's outfit that just,
Mm-hmm. But, speaking of car insurance, when somebody dings your car, that's really a kind of an inconvenient thing to have to deal with.
It is. It is a very inconvenient kind of thing. I think that we can move into our next segment with that.
That is what you call a segue, folks.
Life is full of minor inconveniences. Most of the time we can get on with our life, but sometimes the little stressful moments really get to us. Today we're going to talk about those little, first world problems. Whether it's soggy socks, bad drivers, or sandpaper heels, none of them are good. Wouldn't you say, Shawn?
Yeah, minor inconveniences are inconveniences because they're not good. So yeah.
Right. And there's just some little things in life that cause things to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And and it seems like when you're having a bad day,
that's when
there's more and more of them.
And that may just be because you're already in a bad mood, and so just any little thing will set you off, something that you wouldn't even think about when you're in a good mood or in a neutral mood even.
Right. And that happens quite often, though.
Mm-hmm. That you're in a bad mood, that happens quite often, Mark?
Sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead with your first little inconvenience?
Yeah. So the first one will be, when you have this problem, you want to sneeze. You know you've got to sneeze, and it just won't come. It's just so annoying.
And it causes a sneeze will cause your nose to clear. A non-sneeze will cause your nose to clog up.
Exactly, and so then it becomes a huge issue.
And what I hate the ones that I hate them all, but the ones that you get to the point, okay, I'm definitely sneezing, you go, and your face is all contorted, and you're ready, and then nothing. And so now you just look like,
And the opposite of that is like those multiple sneezes. It just won't stop.
Oh, yeah. My mom, if she sneezes, she's going to sneeze 3 times in a row, but she's a quiet sneezer. She's what her sneezes sound like. Me, I wake the dead with my sneezes. Mm-hmm. If I was to sneeze on air, I would have to hit pause on our recording because I would blow out the microphones.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So, we've all had that happen where it's like, I know I got to sneeze, but it won't come. And that's one of those minor inconveniences.
Yeah, it's minor, but it's annoying. Another thing that's annoying is when you go to the grocery store and you're going down the aisle, you've got your cart, everybody, and they're supposed to obey the laws of traffic, basically.
Right.
Everybody's on their side. If you're going up one way, you're on this side. Basically, I don't know if it's different in Europe, but here in America, the shelves should be on your right-hand side.
There we go.
Well, they drive on the other side over there.
So do you when you're shopping, do you go down the aisle and then back down the aisle?
If I do, I go through the
Except
other side.
when they had the whole beer bug thing where they had like the one-way traffic.
Yeah, then you can only go down the aisle one way. Right. But when you're doing that and you go down the aisle and somebody's got their cart right in the middle of the aisle, I hate that. And, internally I'm saying, look, you need to move that cart or I'm going to take that box of Chex cereal, I'm going to beat you about the head and neck, and then I'm going to take that cart and I'm going to shove it up your... And then I'm going to take a loaf of polenta from produce and I'm going to come over and a carburetor from a 72 Pinto and an Atari joystick. But internally, that's what I'm saying. Externally, I'm just saying, I need to get through. Excuse me.
I think you have some issues.
I got to get what I came to get.
But, also, though, people stocking shelves sometimes will be right. They'll have that big pallet jack.
At least they're getting paid and they're restocking.
Right.
I'm talking about the person that's got their cart in the middle of the aisle, and sometimes they're not even in that aisle anymore, or at least they're at the end of the aisle.
Oh yeah, they're doing all their shopping with their cart in the center of the aisle.
If I'm going to leave my cart, I either try to leave it. There's no real great way to leave a cart, but I'll either try and leave it as close to the shelves as possible so people can get through. I know I'm blocking something. Mm-hmm. But generally, if I'm doing that, I'm real quick running down here because I know it's down there. It's not worth taking the cart with me. Or I'll leave it on the end cap, which is not great either.
Nah.
Like I said, there's no great solution to leaving your cart.
No.
But put it as out of the way as possible.
Right.
But don't ever, ever, ever put your cart in the middle. When I say in the middle, if you're passing someone, that's fine. But don't leave it in the middle.
But there's some people that take it right down the center.
Mm-hmm. They're just right down the center, and then you're coming up and...
they're not even leaving it. They're just driving it down the center.
That's better, but
in a way,
still annoying because and then there's the people that are doing that and they don't even notice that there's anybody either in front or behind them. So you're coming up and they're just because they're looking at the shelves, but they're right down the middle, and you're coming and and then they finally say, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's like I don't want to follow you in traffic. You're going to hit something.
Yeah. You wonder about those people.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like the FedEx guys or UPS, and nothing against those guys, but a lot of times they'll park right in the middle of the road, hit their flashers, and you're like going, "Oh, great."
Oh yeah,
Now I have to wait for all the oncoming traffic.
Yeah. I live on a street where it's 2 lanes. Obviously, most streets are, but yeah, it's a busy street though, and yeah, UPS will just park, and depending on which way you go on it, there's no shoulder really.
Right.
There's a shoulder, but it's not really a shoulder. You can't park your car there, but they'll put their flashers on, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
There's an inconvenience when you're trying to send an email or you're expecting a phone call and your phone dies.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And so you have to go in, you have to plug it in to recharge it, and it's the longest 5 minutes of your life waiting for it to turn back on once you get it plugged in. That's one of those inconveniences.
And then you've got the missed call, and you call them back and they don't answer.
Right.
Ugh.
Or an important email that you're trying to send, and it's like.
Well, hopefully that at least ends up in your drafts.
Yeah, and hopefully.
But knowing your luck, probably not.
Probably not. So that's one of those.
Yeah. Here's one that I think we probably both have on our lists. You're in traffic, you're driving, you hit a red light. Okay, that happens. Mm-hmm. You drive some more, you hit the next red light.
Oh yeah.
It just seems like if you hit one red light, and it's not everywhere, but if there's a series of lights coming up on the street, if you hit one, you're going to hit them all.
You are. I mean, that's true. And it's usually when you're in a hurry to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's always funny. It's like, we yell at people because it's like, just slow down. What the heck? Nothing's that important. But when it's us,
Right, exactly.
But you're right. Every single red light.
Just all of them.
Yeah, just.
It's driving us to where we can't talk. That one is so annoying.
Yeah, that one is.
And to pair along with what you just said, pair along with what you just said, parlay. No,
Parlay.
To go along with what you just said,
savvy.
To go along with what you just said, tailgaters. You could be on the road driving. I've had this happen where 2:00 in the morning I'm driving, I'm on the highway, and I don't drive slow. I mean, I could get speeding tickets pretty easily. And somebody, it's 2 a.m, I'm driving on this highway, there's just me and sporadic cars. This guy ends up right behind me, and I'm doing probably 70, 75, and he's tailgating me. There's empty lanes all over the place, and he's tailgating me. Me being the a-hole I am, I slowed down. I got down to 40, and he still never got around me. That's just a guy that wants to be mad.
I think so, yeah. And sometimes they have their high beams on.
He didn't do the high beams. He just was literally on my butt, and I'm like, you got 3 other lanes you can choose, buddy. And I think I was in the middle lane because I was going 75.
Okay. Well, see, that makes more, I can see where that's really annoying because, if you were over in the slow lane and maybe he needed to get off at the next exit, I get that.
But I was right in the middle, and he, I try not to stay in the the right lane because people coming into the highway, people that need to get off on the highway, I don't want to be in their way. I'll use the passing lane for what it's meant to be, a passing lane. The middle lane, whether it's 1 or 2, depending on what highway you're on, that's where I tend to live. And that's where I was that night, and this guy got on me, so I got down to 40 miles an hour on the highway.
Oh, geez.
And he stayed on my butt.
He stayed behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been meaning to tell you. Sorry about that.
Yeah. What else grinds your gears, Mark?
Oh, socks.
In general,
socks,
or?
Well, you have that sock that just doesn't want to stay up, and then it gets down into your shoe.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And it's usually someplace you can't fix it.
Yeah, or it wrinkles up under your
Yeah.
So the elastic in the top is gone out, and it's just falling. Yeah.
I mean that is certainly an inconvenience.
Absolutely.
Just to play off the sock thing, when you get a hole in your sock and your toe pokes through.
Right, exactly.
And there's another time you probably can't get it fixed, and then it starts aggravating you.
Yeah, or there are times where I'll have so I hold on to socks longer than I should. If I got a hole in the toe, I might throw it away because I do hate that when your toe pokes through.
Yeah.
But if I've got one that's a small hole that's maybe up towards the ankle or something, but there's times where I have those small holes and I go to pull my sock up, and suddenly I'm just pulling the top of the sock up, and the
And
rest of
your
it's
toe's
staying there.
going
Yeah. Or no, the toe's not going through. Like,
Oh.
just the top of the sock is torn off the rest of the sock, and I'm pulling it up.
Man.
And so now I have a new dust rag. Oh, yeah. So, what's another one? Oh, the magic hiding remote control. That is just so annoying. Where does it go?
Yeah.
I put it on the arm of the couch. That's where it lives.
Right.
I want to change the channel. I want to change what I'm watching. Where did it go?
Right. Right.
Did it go into the couch?
And then you search every place for it, and you still can't find it.
I went to the point. So all my remotes are black. Just I think that's a general color of a remote nowadays. So when it gets in the couch cushions or under something, it's hard to see because it's black. I went as far, Mark, as to take white marker and just like mark certain points on the remotes so I could see it. It doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help, and it wears away after a while. And the thing gets legs. I swear it gets legs and just decides it wants to hide.
I think you're right. One time we searched all over looking for this remote, and it was in the kitchen.
Was it hungry? It wanted a
I
sandwich?
guess it was on the counter. It was like I don't remember taking it in there.
Is that part of the I walked in the kitchen, I don't remember what I walked in here for?
Yeah. But I'll throw this remote down and
Yeah. Now, I've got cats, and I've got one that she loves to lay on electronics. I don't understand it. I'll have my phone there. I'll have a remote there. She has to lay on it.
well, she doesn't want to watch the same programs you do.
Or she doesn't want to change it. Yeah.
Oh, there she doesn't want it to change. Yeah.
And, if I can't find the remote and I haven't moved off the couch and I all of a sudden see her sitting there, I know where to look at least. But there are times where I check under the couch, check in the cushions, I can't find it.
Oh man.
Yeah. There was one time my other cat, he's a big boy. He took my Blu-ray remote that was in the living room and put it, he had to have done it because the Blu-ray's not in the bedroom. Why would I bring the remote in there?
Right.
And I'm looking for it in the living room. I'm like, where is it? So I give up. And I don't remember what made me go in the bedroom, but I saw it in there. And I was like, why? And it was on the bed. So it's like, why is the Blu-ray remote on the bed? And I look and he's over in the corner. I'm like, you brought this in here, didn't you? I don't know how he could fit in his mouth because, he's a big cat, so I guess he could fit in his mouth. But, man.
Yeah.
He's just a jerk. Cats are jerks.
Yeah, cats are jerks. Yeah. I don't know if we can. I know there's cat owners out there. So.
I'm one of them. I can say it.
Yeah.
I own two.
I guess I can't say that because I just have dogs.
No matter how great the cats are that you own, all cat owners all have a box of poop somewhere in the house. Think about that.
Wow. That's true. That is true.
Yep. Anyway, continue on, sir.
Well, you're talking about remotes, so like TVs, right?
Yeah.
So, you're watching something on TV and then suddenly the audio becomes unsynced.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and it's like...
And it's been synced up to a certain point. So
right, and then all of a sudden it's like nothing matches up. It looks like a Godzilla movie.
So you're invested at this point, too.
Right.
And so it turns into a Godzilla movie without the big lizard. And
right.
Or maybe it's got the big lizard. I don't know what you're watching.
It might.
But yeah, when all of a sudden it's just, you hear a girl's voice and the guy's lips are moving. It's like, wait, what?
Right. And I mean, how does that happen?
I get it when it's streaming stuff, but I guess maybe I don't ever remember that happening when it was an analog signal. Not that often.
If it happened when it was analog, it was something that was happening back at the studio that caused it to do that.
And generally the audio would just go away. It wouldn't. I don't remember before the last 10 years or so. I don't remember a whole lot of unsynced audio.
Yeah, I think you're right. And a lot of times it's you have an issue with something happening on TV and then all of a sudden it becomes unsynced.
Right. And it's two different channels no matter what way you do it, analog or digital, but I think something with digital must make every so often the sound signal come in a half second later.
Yeah, it must. I mean,
it
is one of those annoying things.
It just takes you out of it. You can't watch the show anymore.
Yeah.
Going back to technology for a second here. Putting a USB drive into a USB slot. You put it in one way, it doesn't go in. You turn it around, it doesn't go in. You put it back the way, it went in.
Yeah, it always takes like 3 times.
And it's always the first way you put it in, but
it's not just the USB. It's also
HDMI.
And also your phone. You're trying to plug your phone in.
I've got a case on my phone.
And iPhones, it's universal. You can go either way with it, but sometimes it just won't go.
Yeah, and what I've got an OtterBox for my phone, so it's gonna be real good visual for the audio people here. But I've got a little bit of a gap there that it could slip in.
It slips in, yeah.
in between the case and the phone.
And that happens.
And I think the phone's plugged in, and I wake up in the morning and I got 2% battery life.
Right, it's almost dead. And,
hate that.
Yeah, that certainly is a problem. Hey, it's nighttime.
Right.
You're ready to go to bed. You get in there. You get all comfy.
Got my
and
comforter wrapped around me. Yeah.
And you're about to fall asleep, and then you go, I got to get up and go pee.
Yeah. I mean, I try to go before I go to bed, but I don't always remember. And what's worse is I'm over 40, and so ever since I hit 40, it seems 4 in the morning is my time.
Oh, right.
Where I got to wake up. So now
I don't know what that's like.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You're older than me. I know this happens to you.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, so it seems like 4 in the morning is my time.
4 in the morning.
Yeah. If
Mine's around 3 sometimes.
I must be living in a different time zone.
Yeah, it must be.
My bladder is anyway. So, folks, if you're not over 40, you don't understand. It's like it happens right as you hit 40. I don't understand it. Before 40, I could sleep through the night, and if I had to pee, it would wait until morning. Now, 4 o'clock. It's a thing. It's a real thing. So autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
How many times have you typed something and you type no ducking way?
No ducking. Yeah.
Or llama pee-pee.
Llama pee-pee. I remember that.
That is a throwback to a single digit episode, folks.
Right.
I had it in my and pocket texting. Let's just pocket text as well on that. Or pocket calls. Those are annoying to the person getting them. But so there's one time I'm out to dinner with some friends and my phone's in my pocket. Apparently I texted Mark llama pee-pee. Just out of nowhere, just llama pee-pee.
Llama pee-pee. I don't know. Yeah.
But autocorrect, I'll be sending something and I try to look at things before I send them, but I'm typing too fast and I got fat thumbs. And I have sent some word salads that even I couldn't make out.
It's like, I wonder what he was trying to say here.
Shawn, are you being held captive? Text 2684 for no.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, autocorrect is just. There's a reason. There's an website called Damn You Autocorrect.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of those.
My favorite one of all time. This guy's. And it was on that site. This guy got sent to the paint store by his wife. They needed a brown colored paint for the room they were in. And she goes, what color? So he's there. What color brown was that again? And what she texts is, I don't think I'll have to censor this. But she texts him chocolate shart. And he didn't make the connection in his head, so he said he asked the paint guy for that color, and he just started laughing. And she goes, "Oh my God, I meant chocolate sparkle."
Oh man,
chocolate.
Somebody wrote. I don't know if it was on that or on something else, but he was doing that, and it autocorrected. So he was telling his wife he loved her, but it changed love to hate.
Oh.
I mean, how does it do that? I mean, usually it takes a word that's similar and throws it in there. But
there was one where a guy meant to type to his kids that his mom and him and his wife were going on vacation, and I guess I don't know how, but it said we're getting a divorce.
Oh my goodness!
He goes, "No, we're going on a vacation. We're going on a vacation."
Oh,
I don't know how you typed that one, buddy, but man.
Oh man,
autocorrect just hates you.
Yeah. And some of that stuff's good because, you're typing and it gives you some suggestions of words that you might want to be using, and that works out really good. But some of them you look at and go,
what?
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. It just, and then if you want to use the word that you're actually using, but it doesn't recognize it, with an iPhone anyway, if you don't hit that word, that little tab to the left where it's the actual word, it's going to put some other word in there and then.
Right. And so many times I've had to go back and change that. I mean,
just annoying.
We were talking about TVs and stuff, and you're talking about computers as well. When you're watching something like YouTube or you're watching something on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and it stops and starts buffering like every 5 minutes. Or we have a problem where it'll freeze and then it'll rebuffer and it'll only go to 25%.
Oh, I hate that. I hate
So now
all of
you've got to
that.
like shut everything down, come back, and try to get back to your program.
Yeah. I'm one of those that I go to, well, what's going to fix this the fastest? It might not need this, but I'll go restart my router. And that takes
10
a
while.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then it never goes back to where it was, so I have to figure out where I was in the episode. And then sometimes that doesn't work because it's not my internet, it's the company that's got a problem, not us.
Right.
And, that's annoying. I don't understand what causes it. And I got a Fire Stick at home, and apparently this is new. Fire Sticks, if you have them in a certain, I don't know if it's the way it's where the USB ports are on or HDMI ports, I guess, are on your TV, but sometimes they'll just lose connection just because.
Well, that reminds me, here's a question for you. Apps on your phone. So, it'll say, cannot retrieve data.
Oh.
Or it'll say this or that. And you're like, wait, I'm listening to something on Spotify
Right now.
on Bluetooth, and it's working, so it's not the Wi-Fi. It's got to be something else.
Right. I think I figured out what this was. I'll have been downloading an episode, like let's say I'm leaving work. That's actually where it happens. Yeah, that or leaving my driveway. I'll be downloading an episode, but I've got data plan. I've got an unlimited data plan. So I'm like, it'll download while I'm driving, and I'll get to listen to the whole thing. And I guess because it starts on Wi-Fi, I'll get to a certain point, and it'll be like, cannot retrieve this episode.
Oh, yeah. YouTube is really bad about that right now. I've noticed.
Oh, it's just awful. This is mostly podcast for me because I'm driving. But yeah, if I was the passenger and watching YouTube, I'm sure the same thing would happen.
Right.
It's annoying. And it only takes restarting the episode, but I'm driving.
Right.
I don't want to have to do that. I got to wait till I'm at a stoplight now because I don't want to die in a car accident.
Right, yeah.
Because you don't want to play your episode. Sometimes it's our episodes, though. So
sometimes it's our episodes. That is really annoying when it's our episodes then,
yeah. Because then I can't listen to myself. I don't have an ego at all, not at all. How about, this is maybe just to me or other fingernail biters, when you drop a coin and it falls flat on a tile surface, straight tile. I don't mean like anything that's got grout where it's a ceramic tile. I mean like linoleum. It's just flat and you can never pick that thing up again.
I've had that problem before.
Yeah, if you've got fingernails, you can maybe pry underneath, but you gotta.
Sometimes you got to push it over to a wall
corner.
and
yeah. Oh, it's
and then it flips and it goes flat again, and you're back in.
And then
that's annoying.
Sometimes if it's a small enough denomination, I'm just like, to hell with it. Well, I know what also is annoying is running out of time, so I think we got time for one more.
Okay, well,
one more
here's one. So you get up in the morning, you go and pour your cereal, whatever that might be.
Captain Crunch,
Honey
Nut
Fruit
Cheerios, all of
Loops,
that, right?
Whatever it might be, whatever. And then
picturing it now. Oh yeah, got the big bowl, a spoon,
yeah, and you go in and you're out of milk. I mean, what do you do?
When I was a kid, I tried water once. That don't work.
That don't work.
You
That'd
could eat
be like
it
putting skim milk on it.
Yeah, you could eat it dry, and I've done that. It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And if I've already poured the bowl, that's what I'm gonna do. But man, it's just awful.
Yeah, so that's one of those minor things.
I did try orange juice once too. That can
orange
work.
Juice.
Well, this was a time where I wasn't out of milk. I just wanted to see what it was like.
Oh boy.
You gotta choose your cereal wisely on that one. I was using Cheerios, so it worked.
Maybe, yeah.
And I didn't use a big bowl. I used a small bowl. It worked because I was thinking, I make my smoothies sometimes with orange juice. So so where I'll put a banana, an apple, whatever protein powder I'm using, and then some orange juice in there too. And it makes an interesting flavor, but it's good. So I thought, let me try it with my Cheerios. It's okay.
Huh.
It's not annoying. But I wouldn't do it again. It's a waste of orange juice.
I remember as a kid, and I don't remember the name of the cereal, but it was an orange-flavored cereal. And so...
it wasn't Kix. It was...
No, but it was something similar to that. It was round, and I remember that. And so, the orange juice thing, maybe, I don't know. It's not quite the same, though.
So are you having an annoying time trying to keep up with the show? Well, we'll tell you how you can avoid that annoyance. Just follow us on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, and then at Randomosity Pod on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. World's worst segue. What's up next, Mark?
We are going to do, is this real life?
Or is it fantasy?
Ripped from the headlines.
Is this real life?
God, I hope not. All right, Is This Real Life is back. We've both found a couple of stories, real stories from the news, and we're going to talk about them because real life is happening all around us, and why not learn a little bit more about this world? Am I right, Shawn?
Because this is the world we live in.
That's right. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I found this so fascinating. I learned a lot, and hopefully, you're going to learn a lot as well.
All right.
Oakland's notoriously aggressive turkey captured by a wildlife expert posing as a frail woman.
So the expert was the frail woman, or the
Yes.
turkey was the frail woman?
No. The expert was.
I feel like I may have met this turkey this past Thanksgiving.
Maybe. The turkey's name is Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald was definitely there during the Main Street massacre. Yeah,
that's probably the problem right there. He named him Gerald. So Gerald, the aggressive turkey, spent 5 months attacking unsuspected residents. He preferred victims that were older women, according to the complaints that were received by the Oakland Animal Services. So this wildlife worker dressed up as an elderly old woman, and apparently, I guess her husband was there, and he went to get some more stuff to bait the turkey, and the turkey came out and puffed up, and the woman was like, "You want a piece of me?" That's an exact quote from the actual story. And the turkey must have charged, and she grabbed it by the neck. Mm-hmm. And it must be a certain hold or something, and they were able to capture the bird.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and then they all had Thanksgiving dinner. And actually, they took the turkey to a wildlife preserve, and it was.
Yeah, that Gerald was. I think he was definitely in the parade. Yeah, was he wearing the shirt?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. That's a different segment, though.
So if he was wearing a shirt that said the first annual Randomosity Turkey Day Parade, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my God. So so I'm not the only one that has trouble with turkeys. I love that she taunted the turkey. I love that.
Yeah.
You want a piece of me? You think you're better than me? No,
turkeys are mean.
Oh, they're awful.
Yeah.
Swans are worse, but turkeys.
I mean, this big old bird coming at you.
Turkeys are dumb too, though. You remember they used to. At the place we worked at, they used to come peck on the glass because they saw their reflection.
Yeah.
They were trying to fight their reflection.
Right.
There's the old wives' tale. I don't know if this is true, where if it rains and they're outside, they'll drown because they look straight up at the rain.
Well, they never did that with me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they hate me, I guess.
Yeah. It's probably because they thought it was another turkey in there.
But they grabbed it by the neck. They just, get over here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat all of a sudden.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, that's so. He was terrorizing the type. He had a type too.
He had a type. Yeah, he was looking for frail women.
Man, I didn't know turkeys could be, street toughs, but I guess.
No, I guess so.
I just used a term from the 50s. Oh my God! On to our next news story. Ohio man forgoes food for 46-day Lenten beer diet.
Oh my gosh!
I think I tried this diet in my early 20s. No,
the beer diet.
So an Ohio man was marking his the Christian tradition of Lent by giving up solid food for 46 days and getting the majority of his sustenance through beer.
Through beer.
Let's
see. Yes, he got wheat in there. And
I thought you said wheat. I thought you said something else. I was like, what kind of beer are you drinking?
Oh yeah, no, that would be something totally different. It's all
you can
medicinal.
You get that beer at the dispensary. Anyway, so Del Hall of Cincinnati said that his Lenten diet included only beer, water, black coffee, and herbal tea. This was me in my 20s.
Wow, herbal tea.
Not herbal tea for me, but I guess if he's going for sustenance,
I guess. But I mean, liquid diet. I mean that.
Yeah, and as of his first Friday morning, his weigh-in. This is the third day of his diet. Because, you got Ash Wednesday, and then 3 days later you have he had lost 5.8 pounds. Well, I imagine so.
No, I would think so, yeah.
I mean, I only have 3 or 5 beers a day, he told the news station out there. And it's not like I'm drinking constantly. If you eat your standard diet, it gets boring. You don't eat the same thing every day. So I'm definitely not going to drink the same thing every day.
Yeah.
But what would make you think to start that? I mean, I grew up Catholic, so I know Catholics do like their alcohol. But
right, but
just what am I going to do for lunch? I mean, give up food.
I'm giving up food, yeah.
I know there's days of fasting, Friday.
Most people would give up the beer, probably, but, it's like...
Yeah, he found a loophole. He found a loophole.
He did.
But, man, can you get enough? I guess you can. I mean, he lost weight, obviously.
Well, yeah, I guess he would.
You get, like you said, your wheat, your barley, your grains that way.
Yeah.
You're not going to... And he drinks coffee, and the herbal tea's probably got some health benefits. But I don't think long term that's a healthy thing.
I don't think so either. I mean,
and it's not the alcohol; it's just you're not.
That's like eating McDonald's every day.
Yeah, I can see that because
except that would put weight on you. I'm sure.
That would definitely put weight on you. But yeah, unless you put it in the blender, made it liquid McDonald's, which is just
liquid
gross.
McDonald's. And we're on to something here.
No, I don't think we are. What is your next story, sir?
Okay, you're gonna like this one, and this is relatively new. The story came out on February 18th of this year.
Okay.
All right. Naked hotel guest upset to discover mirrored glass in sauna is see-through.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is according to the Telegraph. A pair went to a newly opened 5-star hotel, and they paid $725 a night. So, I mean, this is a fancy, swanky kind of place. And to bask in the luxurious accommodations, along the amenities they enjoyed was the hotel sauna, which featured windows that they were told were mirrored. Because of the privacy, the pair did not bother to cover up with towels. Instead, spent the time in the sauna walking around nude. However, the windows weren't mirrored, and turned out the pair was fully naked in front of other guests.
Oh my God! So the mirrors weren't just like leading to a utility room; they were actually leading to like the lobby.
Right. I mean, what was the sauna? So I guess like the workout area, and they had a sauna there, but they were led to believe that they were mirrored.
Right. I mean, that's more than false advertising. That's damn near illegal, isn't it?
I would think so.
Because if you're because I would sue.
Yeah, because you would certainly want. I mean, would you?
And I'm just trying to think. I'm a goofy dude. We know that. So if I'm alone in a place, and sans clothing, I might be doing some silly stuff.
And the couple is now in therapy because of it all.
I would be too.
Yeah.
People saw me naked. People saw my stuff.
That's right.
I didn't know they were going to see my stuff, but they saw my stuff anyway.
Yeah. And well, since the story got out, right, the hotel released a statement, of course.
Yeah.
And said, mistakes during operation is what they credited it to. Yeah. Their website also notes, we deeply apologize for causing inconvenience to customers due to the omission of the glass banners coating. Right. So apparently they're blaming.
So it was supposed to be mirrored, but ended up not being. Yeah. Here's one question I just thought of, though.
Would you do that, though? I mean, would you like...
I wouldn't be naked in the sauna anyway just because of germs, but...
Right.
Here's what... You had to walk past the sauna to get in it. Didn't you realize I can see in there?
Yeah.
I just thought of that just now. I'd still sue because you told me it was mirrored and it's not. And maybe there's another entrance to the sauna.
Yeah, maybe.
If you're in the bathroom, let's say, or the shower room, you can go right from the shower room into the sauna, and you didn't walk past this hallway. Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
Yeah,
but that's something you don't expect.
I'd be rich.
Yeah,
I'd be rich.
Paying $725 a night. I've never paid that much.
Yeah, if I'm paying that much, I'm already rich, I guess.
Oh,
man, that'd just be awful. Okay, I think we got time for one more. Is this real life?
Hit me with it.
Alaska woman bitten on the butt by a bear during a visit to an outhouse. An outhouse is probably a good place to be if you're going to have the crap scared out of you.
Yeah. Certainly.
So,
where was the bear at? Underneath the outhouse?
Yeah, so this
gosh.
woman, she went to visit the commode in this Alaskan village, and it turned out that she was bit while she was having a private moment. She sat down, and the thing bit her right away, and she jumped up screaming. And she screamed for her brother, who was, hiking with her. And they thought it was a mink or some other small animal that had gotten in there. They brought the flashlight in, and they looked down, and they were face to face.
How did the bear even get in there?
I don't know. It wasn't like obviously a huge, brown bear or anything like that. But they said it was a cinnamon-colored bear face, big enough to fill the hole, so the face could fill the hole. So I guess maybe he was pretty tall. Because I don't know how big they
would be.
Yeah, I mean it's still just. Can you imagine that? You go to sit down. There's the urban legend about snakes in toilets. I can't imagine. I always look down in regular city street. They're not outhouses. They're what do they call
porta potties?
Yeah. I look inside those before I sit just
in case.
I don't think there's going to be any animals in there. I just want to see how close we are to overflow situation. I don't want to, but I've also been in camps in like New Mexico.
I've been to places that.
And New Mexico, there's bears.
That's true.
I guess that could, but and there's snakes and all that. So yeah, I would look down. But I remember for a bear to have bitten the one in New Mexico, there would have had to have been a big bear because it was a Boy Scout camp, and so we had our hats, and boys. I don't know if this is typical of Boy Scouts, but when you're not wearing your hat, but you want to have it on you tuck it into your waistband.
Sure.
In the back of your waistband. Well, this one kid forgot that it was there and went to use the restroom, and his hat fell in.
Oh no!
So when they got the flashlight, it was a good 10 feet down.
Oh no!
So he went without a hat for the rest of the camping trip.
I can see that, yeah, and he probably didn't want that hat back anyway.
Well, no, because before he knew it had fallen in there, the commode had been used.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And that's a lovely note to end this episode on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I had one, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, a bear.
A bear bit a woman on the behind.
Of course, think of the minor inconvenience for the bear.
Well, yeah, I think he was just trying not to get crapped on.
Exactly.
Like, oh God, no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, so that's going to do it for another. Man, we talk about random nut or nonsense a lot on this show, but this is, when we get to this segment, that's just where the nut or nonsense just makes its grand, not entrance, but just, that's its crescendo.
Oh, man. And if you come across a news story that we can use, hey, put it on Facebook or on YouTube, Twitter, or whatever.
Instagram,
all that. And put it in the comments, and we'll certainly try to use your story on our show.
Yeah. All right. What do we got for next week, sir?
Well, coming up next week, we're going to have Liar Liar is back on the program.
All right.
Where we see if we can fool the other person.
Okay.
High five, low five.
Oh, okay. And I think I know the subject of this one's going to be board games?
Board games.
Okay.
Yeah. High five, low five, board games. And then we're jumping into the future, Shawn. We're going to talk about technology that we wish we had now.
Oh, okay. So it's something we don't have already, but that we would like to have.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds like it'd be a fun episode.
Oh, it's going to be. It's going to be a great episode.
All right. And like Mark was saying, connect with us on Facebook, Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, and then Randomosity Pod, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can check us out on 10 different podcasting apps.
That's right. The brand new one, iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. That's the one we just got on this week. So go ahead.
So your favorite, we've just added another one. I mean, so if you're an iHeartRadio listener, check us out there as well.
All right. So that's going to do it for this week. Until next week, have a great week.
Later.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening to us idiots again this week. Tell your friends and family about the podcast, and to see what other nonsense we're up to, check us out on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. You can also catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. And remember, we're idiots. What do we know? Hey, you did it! You made it to the end. Thanks for listening. It was a real fun ride, Mark. This one was especially good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I felt like I was on point and my form was excellent.
Yeah, you complimented yourself a lot throughout the show.
Well, thanks for noticing that I did that. Head on over to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark on Facebook and Randomosity Pod on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and keep up to date with all the nonsense that we're up to.